We know that we can classify costs in many different ways: direct or indirect, prime or conversion, manufacturing or non-manufacturing, product or period. Each of these costs can have different cost behaviors. What is a cost behavior? Does that mean if it plays nice, it gets a treat at the end of the day? Not quite. Cost behaviors refer to how the cost changes as the activity or production level changes. For example, if our So Snuggly sofa company makes one more sofa, what happens to each cost? Does it increase or decrease or remain the same? One type of cost behavior is a fixed cost. Costs that are fixed do not change as the activity level or production level changes. If we make one more sofa, the total fixed cost remains the same. Let's assume we don't own the factory we make the sofas in. We rent it. Our rent is $2,000 a month. Will this monthly rent amount change if we make a different amount of sofas this month than last month? If we made 500 sofas last month and we make 800 sofas this month, will our rent go up? If we make 300 sofas next month, will our rent go down? No, our rent will stay the same. Total fixed costs do not change with a change in activity. However, the unit cost does change. We will pay $2,000 in rent each month regardless of how many sofas we make. However, if we want to get a per sofa amount for the fixed cost, that will change. If we make 500 sofas, this splits up the $2,000 in rent to each sofa in the amount of $4. If we make 800 sofas, we have more sofas to share the cost. The per unit, or for us, the per sofa cost of the fixed cost will decrease to $2.50 each. If we make 300 sofas, we have less sofas to share the cost. The per sofa amount of fixed cost will increase to approximately $6.67 per sofa. Another type of cost behavior is a variable cost. Costs that are variable do change as the level of activity or production level changes. If we make one more sofa, total variable cost increases. Take the fabric we use on the sofa. Let's assume it takes 17 yards of fabric to cover one sofa. If we only make one sofa, we'll only need 17 yards of fabric. If we make two sofas, we need 34 yards of fabric. The total cost of fabric increased when we made another couch because we needed to use another 17 yards of fabric. If the fabric costs $4 a yard, the total fabric cost increased from $68 to $136 when we made one more couch. Total variable costs change with a change in activity, but unit cost does not. Each sofa costs $68 in fabric. If we make 500 sofas, the total fabric cost is $34,000. If we make 800 sofas, the total fabric cost is $54,400. The total fabric cost changes as we make more or less sofas. However, does the per sofa fabric cost change? If we make one sofa, 500 sofas, or 800 sofas, the fabric cost for each sofa is still $68 each. The per unit cost does not change. There's one other type of cost behavior, a mixed cost. This is a cost that has components of both a fixed cost and a variable cost. Assume the supervisor of the sofa factory earns a monthly salary of $5,000 and can earn a $500 bonus for every 100 sofas the factory produces over 600 sofas. If the factory makes 300 sofas this month, the supervisor cost is $5,000. If the factory makes 500 sofas this month, the supervisor cost is still $5,000. But if the factory makes 800 sofas this month, the supervisor cost is $6,000. $5,000 salary plus a $1,000 bonus. Another example of a mixed cost would be electricity. The power company charges a base or flat fee plus a fee based on how much electricity is used. Let's assume the base fee is $120 and the usage fee is 14 cents per kilowatt hour. If the factory used 7,900 kilowatt hours this month, the electricity cost would be a total of $1,226, which includes $120 in a base fee, which is a fixed cost, and $1,106 in usage fees, which is a variable cost. These cost behaviors can apply to all the different cost classifications. For example, you may have some manufacturing overhead costs that are fixed, some that are variable, and others that are mixed. They're all manufacturing overhead, but they behave in different ways. There can be a variety of cost behaviors in each cost classification.